100 rated chess. But it's the hyper-ancient school. You may not attack or defend the center 4 squares with any pieces. Open parenthesis. Pawns okay. Close parenthesis. Okay, I don't know what school that is, but very challenging. We get a 107 from Romania. For those of you who don't know, this area in the red square is the so-called center 4 squares, which means my pieces must not be seeing this area at any point during the game. I'll keep this square on the screen for you guys to see. E4. Pawns are exempted from the rules, I'll use them to their fullest potential. D5. I'll take it. Well, I mean, opening up the center doesn't sound like a good idea when I can't even use that area. But doing this can also lure his queen out. If I can take his queen, then there's a high chance we'll have an early resignation. That is usually the most optimal approach I've learned after years of content in this ELO range. Unless he doesn't move his queen. I'll also take it then. Queen e7. That pins my e-pawn to my king. Bishop e2 unpinning the king. My bishop doesn't really have a lot of squares to go to anyway. I'll say getting pinned is actually not that bad. Queen takes e6. I want to develop the knights, but knight c3 and knight f3 are both looking at the center 4 squares, which ends the video. So I guess knight a3. This is literally the only square I can move my knight to. He literally can only go back and forth like this. Absolutely useless. If my opponent can somehow magically trade his bishops with my horses, I would be very glad to send him a friend offer. Or he can of course move his bishop right next to my knight and just stop right there. That is absolutely a thing. c3. There is no knight on c3 for you to pin. Just take the knight. Or not. That blunders a bishop though. Well, I mean, trading off the knight would have been great, but winning a free bishop is also acceptable. Castle. d4 is best here, but that'll make my queen defending the d4 square. d3 is the furthest I can go. Queen e5. I'll take his knight. My bishops aren't as bad as the knights, but they also suffer a lot from not being allowed to see the center. I'll trade this bishop off to open up his king. He didn't take. Wait. This move is literally saying that he wants queen takes e2, which obviously blunders a queen, but regardless of whichever piece I recapture with, that piece is going to end the video by looking at the center 4 squares. You may say I'm overthinking this, but what else do you expect me to think after he's just set up a queen-rook battery like this? Bishop e3 doesn't work because it ends the video. There is only one way I can get out of this. King d2. At least my king can continue to run if he really takes on e2. Queen f4 instead. That blunders a queen, but the bishop sees the center. King c2. Queen takes h6. Okay, good. At least now the king is safe. Knight h3. Maybe he'll trade his bishop with this knight. a5. I'll take that. b5 would have been better, but it's too late now. Rook takes a5. Rook c1. Rook c5 check. King b1. It's alright. We're losing a bishop here, but at least we can trade queens, and after everything I'll have a rook on the open c-file, which is very much going to be the MVP of this entire game. Unless he doesn't take. That blunders a rook, but my rook can see the center. Rook lift instead. I'm actually struggling to find a move here. Everywhere I look I can only see the video ends. Rook b6. That pins my b-pawn. Queen c1 doesn't work because queen c3 can see the center. Rook b3 instead. Oh my god, this guy is making this way too tactical, my brain is gonna explode. Knight a6. I'll just take this, making the game a bit simpler. C takes b6. Okay, you know what? After all that suffering from thinking, it comes to me that the game was only complicated because I was trying to keep my queen safe, which is absolutely unnecessary because the queen can too easily end this video with her 8-direction vision. She is actually the weakest link on my entire board, therefore I've decided to give her away. Rook takes c1. Rook takes c1. I have to say the back rank mate in 1 is actually pretty difficult to see. Yes. Getting rid of the queen is absolutely brilliant. Rook takes c8. Checkmate in 1. Mission Accomplished.